Hi guys, this is Namcraft. Welcome to the next set in the ASL S19. This is day 1 qualifiers, group 6. Barracks vs JyJ is going to be the final, and we're going to be skipping right to the second set where Barracks is leading by 1-0. JyJ is going to be in the orange color located at the 11 o'clock position. The Barracks is going to be in the purple color at the 3 o'clock position. The map is Dominator. Let me remind you that the 3 maps for this qualifiers day 1 and day 2 will always be the same. We will always have Radeon for the first map. We will have Dominator for the second map, and the third map will always be Deja Vu. So yeah, that's what we have. These are the players. No, that's not him. Excuse me, wrong player. Just gonna quickly show you first. First of all, maybe I'm just gonna show you Barracks, where he is. There is Barracks. Just a second. There we go. One of the most handsome pro gamers, in addition to Rush, who's also quite good looking, and his opponent JyJ is one of the very few pro gamers who use his own names. Names, I say, because there are 3 words, right? JyJ, and he uses his own names to be the alias. So that's JyJ for you. Barracks vs JyJ, and maybe I just quickly show you. Because in Group 6, do we have any notable players? We have who were eliminated already. So first of all, I think YSC was eliminated from this group. By the way, I think you guys are all wondering about notable players like DeWalt. Do I see DeWalt anywhere? Let me just quickly check. I'm not so sure, but anyways, what is happening on screen looks like this SV is gonna just come out and scout here, and it can see some stuff but not the second factory, but it doesn't make that much of a difference, I don't think. So let me go back to my my research. By the way, I only have one screen today, so whatever is happening on screen, I don't see it, guys, when I'm doing my research. I'm just gonna quickly check for everyone's favorite player and how they're doing in the qualifier. So one player that everyone is interested in, I think, is Scanned, right? And is he playing? Let me just quickly check overall. I think I got it. These players, these kind of very low ranked players, will not be playing in the day 1 qualifiers. They will be playing in the day 2 qualifiers. So I guess look for their names tomorrow. Basically, today we'll have mainly ex-pro gamers and very high-ranked Korean amateurs, basically. Anyways, some vultures happening, and JyJ is going to get pushed back. Keep in mind that JyJ is down 0-1, so if he loses one more game, then he will have to fight in the qualifier number 2, guys. Anyhow, we're going to be having what's happening here. This is going to be a slight aggression coming from Barracks. He goes through, he gets another Marine, he gets another Vulture. SCV is getting transferred. Keep in mind that Barracks has not expanded, so he needs to do some sick damage right now. He gets enemy's Vulture, but he loses his own Vulture. He's got his 2 Marines, and now he's on the high ground. So he can start to attack a little bit here. His reinforcement is coming from the back. We will have 2 more Vultures from Barracks, and he would take out the last Vulture. The Vulture is going to get repaired, but it dies, and 2 more Vultures coming out from Barracks is possibly going to seal the fate, but we will have double factory now. These 2 Vultures are going to try to come out. They get trapped now in the back. They need to kill as many SCVs as possible. Barracks is leading by about 13 supply. He loses his last Vulture right now. He does a bit of damage, so that was interesting, but keep in mind that he's got only 1 base, but I think that the differential in size is too great. It may be too great, guys, even though JyJ now has got his 2 factory and 2 command center, and he's going to be having a lot more Vultures than his enemy. It might just be enough for Barracks to hold. Barracks is going to try to hold out here. Yeah, massive Vultures from JyJ. It's going to be a moment for JyJ to go for counter-attack. I feel like Barracks could benefit from making some supply depots just to block the front door, or maybe land something, but he doesn't have his command center. Goliaths and Starboy. What is this build from JyJ? I guess he's completely all in or something, because he thinks he cannot win by just the Vultures alone, so he's gonna be trying to go for drops. Maybe that's what he's thinking. And what are the purpose of these Goliaths? I don't really understand. But yeah, there's gonna be a small attack, and 4 Goliaths from JyJ. He's making a lot of Goliaths. this floating barracks will fall for sure. There's no way it can actually get saved. It will take a long time to get home. But now we do see tanks coming from Barracks. So Barracks is leading now by about 8 supply. Maybe JyJ's plan is to surprise his enemy's attack with some raid. He says, you know what, I think you attack me with some tanks, so I would just prepare some hidden raids with you. Although that is a little bit weird, because usually he's the one who's supposed to be making tanks, because he's got his factories faster, he's got his second gas faster, and so forth. But anyways, the game is gonna stabilize, and JyJ 48 supply, Barracks 52. So I'm gonna take this chance to take a look at the elo scores to see if there's anything notable between these two players. But it looks like, well, at least in terms of overall championship, JyJ has got 1 gold in the history of ASL. I think that was ASL well, 16, 17, 18 were our old one by Soki. I think it was 15 or 14, because I think one of it is Royal and the other one is JyJ, I think. Anyways, yeah, that is what it is. Back to this game, what are we seeing on the map now? Just some vulture running around. Barracks has got a slight map control. He's got a corner his enemy's vultures. There are 3. They will be on the low ground. They get targeted upon. Then let's see how fast they will fall here. 1 vulture down, the other one is going to get damaged. It will possibly fall as well. So once again, nice attack and a lead in about 10 supply by Barracks. There's going to be a drop. 4 Goliath drop is interesting. Yeah, Goliath drop, especially in the beginning of the stage of the game, is very interesting. I'm not about, what about the tank that they have siege mode? They may have siege mode, and that drop just completely escaped the vision of those vultures. He would get maybe some SCVs, but there are already some tanks in play, so I don't know how effective this will be. And those tanks are in the right location to siege, but they don't have siege, so they have to just walk over there and do some A moving to clear those tanks, and indeed they will clear them. Yeah, 4 vultures doing a lot of sick damage against the SCVs, and if you pick up all of the units, all of his raids here, and trying to go home, there's going to be a raid that is going to be picked up with Goliath. There's going to be a raid that pops right now, so JyJ better go home before that. But he did stick damage and he got back in supply. His supply is about the same as Barracks now. Be careful with the mine. He gets those mine, but these watches coming through, and some SG is going to get sniped. He will go inside the main. There's a tank blocking though. 2 tanks blocking from the low ground, and Goliath's coming out to support. So these vultures would die, but a lot of damage is done by those vultures. But even so, JyJ is finally leading his supply compared to Barracks. So I thought Barracks was winning by doing that nice attack in the beginning of the game, but now JyJ has stabilized the situation, and this shows the flimsiness of Terran versus Terran. I mean, one player who's leading could just easily come out and just reverse the situation by some nice macros. Excuse me, some nice maybe micros is the better word here. Yeah, so this is what it is. But that's what I think makes Starcraft also very interesting to watch. And what is gonna say, the highest rate players can get a lot of surprises in the area, so that's really cool. Anyways, I see your name, Mr. Giovanni Garonetti. I think you're from Italy, right? Maybe. And thanks a lot for your donation. So that's really cool. Welcome to Namcraft, and let's enjoy some great games together. Let's get back to this game. What are we seeing at the 10-minute mark of the game? We are seeing some off-centered command centers from JyJ, and the third command center also for Barracks. And we are here for a long game, I think, because dead even for these 2 players in terms of supply and positionings and bases and so forth. But one thing I think is very interesting is the spawning position. It really favors JyJ. JyJ, who could easily drop into the enemy's main and protect his third base at the same time. So I think this game, if it goes to the long path, I think JyJ is going to be winning. Very slow reaction from the raids of Barracks, and he almost lost some of the raids there. But now we are going to be having the dropship getting sniped. Very smart play from those raids. But the game will have to continue. The show will go on. Some SCVs getting attacked in the middle of the map here, but they will all get cleared out. So that's going to be nice. The command center will lift itself up, and that even supply between these two players. Starport blinking. That's why I'm upgrading for both of the players. we are going to be witnessing some nice battles in the future. TvT is not really everyone's favorite cup of tea, no pun intended, but sometimes you just gotta enjoy some TvT, man. A lot of tanks started to move across the map, and they're heading, I think, towards the bottom right, possibly towards the 530 position there. But okay, Cloak Raid coming up for some nice surprises against a brand new base of JyJ just to attack and kill off some SCVs. In the middle map, we're going to be seeing some jungling up positions. Yeah, for the timing, Barracks need to make sure he gets domination in the air, because if he loses that domination sometimes in this game, he will face drops against his backdoor. And that is going to be very painful, because it will take a long time to walk all of his forces back and protect his his supply depots and his starports and whatever science facility and those kind of things. But anyways, yeah, these 4 raids from Barracks is doing sick damage, but still JyJ is leading his supply, so that's what is interesting. Finally, the raids will leave now, and they will go to the side. Of course, there are 2 Goliaths there. So you wait, he will attack the extractor, but now it's going to be in a moment for the raids to leave and once again go and hide somewhere else. He finds yet another place to attack, but there's going to be a huge middle ground assault here from JyJ. He's got a combination of Goliaths, tank, vultures. He needs to gain a high ground advantage. What's on the other side of the map? Looks like there's just a few things here, but he doesn't get, okay, he does get some high ground advantage, and he will kill all of those tanks on the low ground. Reinforcement from the left side of Barracks is oddly positioned. He loses so many tanks. Barracks lost so many tanks in that engagement, and he's trying to like pincer attack his enemy, but they are so far and disconnected, they're not able to actually effectively help each other out. And this burning Barracks will be this the ending factor here. But anyway, I mean, the battles is going well in JyJ's favor, but actually doesn't make any difference in terms of economy, because it doesn't affect Barracks bases. Barracks actually has a 4th base coming up right now, and JyJ doesn't, so that is something to keep in mind. We are going to be having more and more TvT battles. Lots of players are going to be gearing for this. Of course, Barracks want to take that inner 2 or 3 o'clock position, this base right here, at some point in the future. But you know what? It doesn't really matter that much, because his enemy will never be able to take that base. And look at this guy. This one position really helped out JyJ, because he can just come out here and shell, and he can drop later as well. Nice shots on those units, but that tank finally dies. So that's that. As he's getting transferred to the new base. So JyJ is winning the positions, but Barracks is winning the economy. Now keep in mind that Barracks is only mining the bases that are assigned to him, right? He's not mining the bottom left, for example. So even if he gets more bases now, if he's not able to maintain victories on the front line, eventually JyJ's superior positioning will just be very advantage for him, and he will be able to take those fresh bases, for example the bottom left, for himself. Finally, JyJ will take his 4th base. There's going to be some vultures running around looking for some openings, and they will get to the 6 o'clock position, which is completely naked right now. Looks like they arrived. They're very close to arriving, but looks like at the last minute JyJ is gonna turn around. He sees that his enemies assaulting the middle ground, but he's gonna try to cut his enemy into half here. He's gonna try to assault both the 530 and the 6 o'clock position. There might be some tanks. There's a single tank, but that tank will get eaten up by mine. That mine will explode though. They're killing several vultures, and we are seeing a small base rate here. JyJ is going to try to take out the 530, but Barracks would take out the 1 o'clock position. High ground position is not gained by JyJ. He's bleeding a lot of tanks, just trying to get onto that high ground, whereas Barracks is also retreating. So I guess at the end of the day, both players are going to try to keep their respective bases, but JyJ doesn't know about his enemy's hidden command center on the left side. He can just easily walk there and take it. Easy. He just walk right here with a vulture, destroy all of those forces, but he doesn't know. I mean, this is really strange, because in TvT, you gotta expect that your enemy's got a 4th base somewhere, right? You gotta expect that. But we will have a single raid coming out just to be very annoying. And we will have some drops coming through, and Valkyries arriving at just right moment to eat up those supplies. Any Goliaths in those? No, they don't have any Goliaths. They don't have any Goliaths. So Barracks just lost a lot of, excuse me, and not his Barracks. JyJ just lost a lot of crap there, a lot of cargo. But yeah, the game go on here. So I guess Barracks is now back in the lead. He's got his 4 bases. He's just oh my god, it's a nice mine on all of those tanks. But those positions will be retained here. Alright, more SVs getting transferred. We're looking at the 16-minute mark on the game. By the way, 2 days qualifiers is long. I just have to give you a heads up here. It's just a lot of long games ahead of us, but let's hope for some nice fun activities. If long is what you want, then that's great, because like I mentioned in some of my previous games, these almost live tournaments would not have ads in the middle of a game. So these kind of 20-30 minutes game would not have ads. They just have one ad at the beginning, and that's it, guys. Anyways, looks like Barracks will push right through here. He's leading by a couple of supply-ish. Now he gains his high ground, which will mean that JyJ cannot take a 5th base, but Barracks will need to take his own 5th base, and he's sending an SCV out in the middle map somewhere to try to do that. So that's something interesting. I'll say that for JyJ, he need to first of all rebuild his fleet. And when he's got his fleet, he can try to think, for example, to take a drop right here across the map and go inside JyJ's main, from the back door. If he can do that, he would drive all of JyJ's, all of Barracks' forces back. But sorry, I keep on getting mixed up because both these players are both Terran, so it's not really easy for me to discern, to discriminate. So okay, these tanks are gonna start to come out here, and they will siege, and there's gonna be a scan. This is a nice way. Scan need to be deployed. Indeed, they are deployed, and all of those supply depots will fall. Barracks will be supply block, because you can see it's 50, 159, 260. So that's that. And he scan once again. JyJ will float some of the buildings over. For the time being, Barracks is gonna try to go out and more stuff. And this is what I mean. JyJ need to exploit this backdoor situation, just because the way that the map has worked out very nicely here. The drop comes right through. He will eat a lot of splash damage. And the last bit, he bleeded all of those forces for nothing. I guess he bleeded for some supply depots. He got some supply depot in the process, which is great. The starport will fall, and that would suck. Yeah, so JyJ is gonna keep on doing this, and he will keep on going through. Command center is off the line here, very funny stuff. But what can Barracks do? Can he counter drop? It's not easy to counter drop. He can just try to reinforce this area and make sure his enemy cannot do this. But those Valkyries are being very annoying. As you can see, Barracks has lost his starports. He cannot rebuild his Valkyries. He cannot rebuild whatever Valkyries or raids or whatnot. But look at this, guys. Barracks is scanning. He's looking for an open area where he can kind of counter drop behind the enemy line, but it's going to be very, very tough. He's waiting patiently for that. Anyways, during this time, looks like JyJ is going to take advantage of the situation to try to bust his position, but he would take a lot of nuts and bolts to get through here, because tanks are heavily upgraded from both sides, plus 2 weapons on both sides here, so that looks like it's going to be not very, very possible, as the supply depot is going to get destroyed. The new command center for Barracks at the 830 position is not being used right now. I need to start to send some stuff over. Anyhow, some tourists are going to come up, and the game will go on from here. Looks like some poachers going around and looking for for openings, and Barracks are going to try to resupply on the left side. Says, you know what, I think I'm pretty much okay in my main base. You cannot drop anymore. I don't believe you can drop, so I'm going to use this time to go somewhere else. And nice vulture to pick up this base and to actually catch the starport off guard. Of course, those vultures will fall soon, but before that they would take out so many SCVs, so that's always great. Very much dead even supply between these two. The next drop is going to look very devastating, but there's so much stuff in here already, and who's going to siege faster? Looks like Barracks will possibly wipe out his enemy's reinforcement. The troops are buying some time by destroying some of the dropships, and JyJ is dropping a lot of supply, but he's winning the positions. He's pushing his enemy back to the back door here. This single forward tank is doing a lot of damage, and it will slowly eat up all of those supply depots. Barracks will need to think about it. He's maxed out. He will need to find a place to build more supply depots later. These times I'm trying to go somewhere else. There could be a threat coming from the front here, but I'm looking forward to penetrate. He's unsieging everything and moving across the map. Let's see if JyJ has moved back and secured that area. I think he did. He moved some of his forces back, so all his forces are coming to the fore will get completely exploding here. He gets some position. There's going to be some mine exploding into the tank. Nice explosion, and JyJ got back so much supply after that battle. What's happening here? There's going to be these vultures, and they will all fall, so all of these 3 tanks are still alive. Looks like some Goliaths and some just come out to support, but that tank is still standing after that battle is over. We eat up so many supply depots and turrets, and yeah, Barracks is bleeding stuff fast. But he's got more bases than his enemies, that's for sure, and he's got a better position on the battlefields. But this backthorn, this attack on the backside is gonna just make him bleed a lot. Finally, JyJ is gonna come out now. He says, you know what, I'm gonna take this middle area, but he's bleeding a lot of forces. I mean, this is very painful to watch as a TvT, the person who hates TvT to the gun, to the bones, guys. These tanks get to the high ground, but it will get a lot of shells. Surround from the right side from Barracks. These 5 tanks will explode very, very quickly, and Barracks will be up in the supply limit. But no reinforcement coming from their side, and it looks like at the last minute, JyJ just pulled right through. He clears all of the enemy's tanks, but he will eat some more forces. That tank would do some shells, and nice explosion, killing so many tanks. That explosion killed 3 tanks, and that tank would destroy yet a 4th tank, and Barracks just so lucky in those exchanges. I think what JyJ needs to continue doing is to thrust into JyJ's main to stop those factories from pumping forces. There's going to be some vultures coming out to do some harassments, which is very, very nice. But it looks like Barracks reinforcement from the last side, and he gets this area for himself. For the first time, we see a clear divergence, because Barracks has gone this new base that no one has gone before. This base was not assigned to him. This is the 3rd player's base, and it finally is gonna fall to Barracks now. As for JyJ, he's got how many bases? Got his 5 bases, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. His enemy's got 1, 2, 3, 4, and almost 5. Yeah, 6 is the 6th one. So Barracks is up a base, but JyJ's got the better positioning. Both the players have traded heavy blows. Looks like these tanks from Barracks moving out. Now JyJ has got 2,000 minerals in the bank. Need to use them, but he's trading very efficiently. Look at this, guys. Nice thrust by JyJ right in the back. He will take maybe 1 base, if not 2. He lands some forces here. That forward tank will eat a lot of splash damage, but maybe he doesn't really care. I feel like TvT players don't really need to do that. The moment they land their force, the first thing they need to do is kill up all of the SCVs before thinking about going for the siege. I think so, but anyways, now Barracks is almost maxed out. JyJ 160 supply a little bit behind. He lost all of his cargo, but he's able to bleed out that base at the 6 o'clock position, which is not a bad deal here. So even bases for the time being for these players. These tanks will eat a lot of shots from the north side. Both the players are scrambling to get into the position. Those raids, those hidden raids took out so many forces. JyJ 166 supply. As you can see, the top right of the screen, and Barracks is 193 supply blocked. More attacks happening on both of these sides here. JyJ is trying very, very hard to enforce. He comes forward with a Goliath that will start to eat away these raids very, very slowly. He needs to reinforce more. I think, yeah, JyJ did not know about the presence of those double starports. He's not able to make Goliaths and reinforce the front line in time. More insane battles happening in the middle map, and yeah, I think Barracks comes out slightly on top, and this next drop is gonna be huge. It will take 2 bases at the same time. He cannot take the base at the 10 o'clock. He's gonna try to go for this base. This is a brand new base, and all of those SCVs get toasted. These vultures can just arrive to become the popcorn to the theater here. He's gonna try to snipe how many tanks. There's still 3 tanks, and they do great splash damage, and all of those tanks are still alive. The Goliath from the low ground doesn't do any damage at all. I guess in the last minute, these guys are gonna get destroyed, but those cloak raids, we need to destroy the raids. Nice attack. Splash, and only 2 tanks remain. The Goliaths are buying a lot of time here, and looks like this drop is gonna get clear. But JyJ was bleeding a lot of forces in the process here. Those tanks are amassing a huge amount of potential. He's gonna try to get on the high ground, but there are some tanks waiting already on the high ground. They will eat those shots, but the tanks on the ground will attack now, but they are gonna be on the low ground. The first tank ate the tank shot. More reinforcement, and JyJ is doing really well to make his enemies bleed, but now those tanks are going to be within reach of the refinery, so this base is toasted. So let's do a base count once again for our main man Barracks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this 6th base is going to get assaulted. It's a very interesting battles, but Barracks is always just a tick ahead in terms of everything, and in terms of, wow, that was possibly the pivotal moment that actually turned this game around. That was a huge mine explosion, and now JyJ is behind about 60 supply. That was very, very devastating. He has done really, really well to this point, but now he's going to be clearly on the losing side. And if that is the case, then Barracks will qualify directly to the round of 24, and JyJ will have to play, from behind, which is fine. But this game is not yet fully over. Just to be absolutely clear here, it's going to be a mine explosion, I think. But yeah, JyJ is still fighting hard, and TvT you can fight a lot. He's got a nice gauntlet to surround. He's gonna push all of those vultures back. He will make his enemy bleed and pay for it. That's gonna be a huge mining solution. No, it doesn't. It doesn't work in the last minute. Those tanks are still alive. They're all damaged, but they're all still alive, and they'll clear out all of the last tanks. Great trades from JyJ. He's doing a lot with so little, and he saves. And these no. Just as I say that, just raids. Massive raids come through and takes care of the remaining forces. Not enough Goliath to support, but we have Valkyries with scans, so all of these forces are gonna stay alive here. Nice Valkyrie to attack to kill off all of these raids. Good splash damage there. How many Valkyries remaining? One only, but he takes with it so many raids. After the attack is over, only one Valkyrie is left standing with 6 kills. Insane battles and huge drop by JyJ. It's gonna be to turn the battle around or not. I'm not so sure. Great attack, but it's not enough. It's not enough, and this base will fall to Barracks. Barracks has taken the entire bottom left for himself here, as you can see. Whereas JyJ is not able to take this base at the 9 o'clock position, but he's gonna be able to take this base at the 2 o'clock position, of course, temporarily, because his enemy can just go over there very quickly. Anyways, yeah, this base is gone. JyJ can drop something there if he wishes to, but he doesn't have the fleet for it. He's also making his own version of Starboard, which is nice, but he's gotta have to find another angle of attack here. Barracks, no, he just need to maintain the position to stay exactly where he is. There's going to be some push in the middle to try to gain a ground against the inner 3 o'clock position. Yeah, but very good reaction from Barracks, so JyJ is going to get pushed back, but he will be slightly on the high ground, I think. He tries to go to need to siege right now. Reinforcement from the left side is a bit too slow, but those watchers are buying a lot of time by inviting the shells, the volleys, to hit onto them. And look at this, guys. Barracks is cleared out this area, and 50 supply advantage going to Barracks flavor. Ladies and gentlemen, at the 27-minute mark of the game, I feel like the fate is sealed for JyJ. He cannot proceed right now. He is just mining from his side of the map, which will be mined out very soon. Whereas Barracks got fresh bases. He's got at least 3 bases with a lot of minerals remaining, and he's up by about 60 supplies. Some nice attack. These tanks is going to be eating a lot of tanks, a lot of splash damage from both sides. Very clumsy from Barracks, but he doesn't care because he's got so much. Now we have going to have a huge mining solution. No, we don't. But those tanks come in and to clear up the rest of the forces anyways, and Barracks is now leading him about 70 supply. Nice advantage. He goes through. He's not yet taking out the remaining mining bases, but he's keeping his side of the map secure, and he continues to bump out stuff. He's going to be maxed out very soon, and JyJ is going to be going for cross map drop. This is a great idea, but where they anti-drop, there might be some raids waiting. There they are. They're the raids, or maybe those are counter drops. They are raids. They are raids, but the cargo has unloaded anyways. But there's no Goliath. He dropped everything, but there are no Goliaths. They were all 4. At least we'll get some SE, but no. The game has ended, and it's going to be Barracks who advance to the next stage of the game. Thanks for watching, and see you soon. Bye-bye.